All right, y'all.
So, Rodney, what you want to do is the show right now should be streaming live.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and share this on your
Everybody,
page.
Peace.
Audi, 5, whatever. What's up, everybody? I am chilling with Mr. Rodney Cox.
We here.
Go ahead and hook your thing up.
Okay,
I'll just
cool.
keep everybody entertained for the moment.
All right.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, chime in. Let us know who's actually paying attention, who's talking, all that good stuff. We want to definitely know who's listening to us.
Absolutely.
Say what's up. We are excited because we are actually going to be going to the Western New Mexico camp later on tonight over at Tucson High, the lovely field behind us. That's why I put it there.
Hey, I got a question real quick.
You go ahead.
I don't know how to share.
That's been a life problem.
Listen, look at what.
Hold on.
Okay, go to it. So we here. Listen.
So right here.
Okay.
All you gotta do is
Man, I just did that. It didn't. You know what? I get it. Perfect.
go ahead and type in
Come on.
whatever you want to type in.
Typically, it's you that's typing this.
That's why I'm not, because it's doing what it's doing.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna say.
Don't be late. No, we will not be late.
Wait, who said that?
Okay, Cody Cameron chiming in. Rodney
Yo.
Okay.
wait.
The CTE.
Cody, listen, I'm good, man. Listen, I know I took a lot of hits to the head.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm straight. You know, I'm doing two things at once.
You know, Cody, initially I was trying to put the U of A behind us,
Hey,
but Rodney flipped out.
Respectful.
Disrespectful.
Y'all know who I rock with. ASU. Come on now. Forks up. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Check us out. And we're going to get to some talking about maybe like the Oregon trip that we just came from.
Yeah, we could talk about that. You know what? The funny part is that Diego, who's going to be our God voice in our headphones here.
Let's do it.
He's going to be probably saying things to us, driving us nuts.
Perfect. I like it.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is. So listen, so we're here. Tucson.
This is the first time we've had you in the studio, right?
The first time.
Nice.
It's kind of weird.
Nice.
I ain't gonna lie. This is a nice setup. Pop Threads. Give a shout out.
Yo, Eugene restaurant recommendations. Cody, I'm gonna tell you this: if you get the chance, instead of Eugene, just a short drive, obviously up to Corvallis. There was a Hawaiian spot right there on campus that was actually legit.
Hey, fight. Listen.
What was it called?
Wait. It wasn't my guess.
Local Boys?
The Local Boys.
Local Boys. Yes.
Hey.
Look it up.
Yes.
Oh, and actually in Eugene, check out Toxic Burger.
Oh, listen.
Yep.
Toxic Burger is fire, but get the catfish.
Yeah, go for that. Yeah,
The catfish was fire.
we got you guys.
Yeah, listen. We eat,
You know,
as you can tell.
there's a reason
There's a reason why.
I look the way I do.
Listen, I look good. I'm just saying.
Are you really doing two things at once?
Hey, Adam, listen, I'm really good at it.
At doing nothing.
No, it was hard. Hold on, let's make sure I'm not giving Gatorade any shout
You're
out.
plugging Gatorade. What's
No,
going
I'm
on?
not plugging Gatorade. I'm just thirsty. But yeah, no, so we just here. We have Western New Mexico today, 6 o'clock, here in Tucson at Tucson High. Make sure that you guys show up, show out, compete, because these guys are coming in to give offers.
Why is it so important that we actually have a bunch of people show up to this event?
Man, you know what? That's a great question.
Great question.
Because we want them to come back. You know what I mean? So if we don't show up in big numbers, they're going to say, well, shit. I mean, well, my bad. Well, shoot. We'll go over we'll pass Tucson
yep.
and just go straight to Phoenix. You know what I mean? So let's definitely show up in big numbers. Obviously I'm here,
Right.
right?
That means,
That means a lot.
I guess.
It does. Holla at your boy. And Chris going to be there too. You know?
Absolutely. And that means everything.
That means everything. So when you see Chris walking around, say hello.
Just say, hey, big guy. And I'll be like, you must be talking to someone else because I'm just a round guy.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. But yeah, man. So no, that's really pretty much it. Again, 6 o'clock, Tucson High. So let's listen. So let's talk about the Oregon trip.
Oh, awesome. Actually, you know what was really interesting? This was round 2 because we went, this is not just the first time, we went the second time. What did you see or what did you realize from the first trip to the second trip?
That we did not have a nonstop flight.
Oh, yeah, that did kind of suck.
That did suck. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, peace out to Las Vegas and your long-ass terminals. I appreciate that.
Listen, yeah, that was bad. But no, truthfully, we knew what to do.
I lost weight walking through Vegas.
Yeah, because wait, first off, you was almost late. Like,
Yeah.
it was bad. We had to kind of hold up the plane, like no lie, like all caps, literally. But the one thing that I think stood out a lot was that we just knew what to do, and it felt comfortable. You know what I mean? It's almost like we lived there. You know what I mean? Like we just knew where to go, where to turn. The coaches, I felt like, were more accepting a little bit. Like they showed us more love, obviously, like with the, what was that, Pacific, where they put all of our kids like in a jersey. So that was pretty cool there. You know what I mean?
Big shout out to Pacific for doing that.
Big shout out.
That's a huge thing, schools. If y'all chiming into that, kids, just give them the 5 seconds of getting out a jersey, putting them in it, letting them take some shots. I mean, huge deal, because that actually does resonate with the kids and so on. I'll give you my opinion.
Okay, talk to me.
So I realized that certain elements make a huge difference.
Okay.
We literally went pretty much the same schools.
Absolutely.
But with having different coaches or different people actually giving the tours and talking to us, it made a big difference. So one, you might have felt, for example, a little bit more intimacy on the first round because the coach was maybe more involved or whatever the case is.
Okay.
Whereas the second time, if it wasn't the same person, it might have been completely different. So that's what I got off of it.
Okay. And you know what? Okay, so that kind of leads me to, as far as like, let's say Lewis and Clark, right? So Lewis and Clark, we had the head coach, which I know Chris is not listening, which I have to like.
I know.
poke
I'm listening to you. You said Lewis and Clark.
Oh, good job. Look at you doing two things at once. But no, Lewis and Clark, Coach Bushman, shout out to him.
Big shout outs. Great to see him at Lake Forest.
He was at the Lake Forest camp. So again, it was cool. Like the first time, he was awesome, right? He was like high-fiving, dabbing us up. He took us to the weight room, and that's where all the kids
The kids were actually there.
The kids were actually
there. The
there.
kids weren't there on the second trip.
Correct. Which again made a big, huge difference, because all we did was just tour the facilities and like
kind of felt a little more empty.
Because just because the coaches, the kids weren't.
The kids weren't there.
It wasn't
they didn't break down the film like they did on the first one.
True.
So didn't have as much of that
intimacy, personal,
I got you.
hands-on type of deal.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
I got you, bro. Don't even worry about it. I got it. That's why we work great together.
Absolutely.
Ebony
and Ivory.
There we go. Talk to me. I would say that one, yes. Obviously, when you go see, like, let's say Portland State first, you kind of set the mark, right? A little bit, right? Portland State, Division I school, things like that. And then from there, we go Division III. And then the next day, day 2, we go all Division IIIs. And the kids get to see the difference.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And we made them, we advised them to rank the schools.
Big shout out, Joe.
Hey, big shout out. You know what I'm saying?
I'll see you when we get over there, Coach.
Wait, who is that?
Coach Joe.
Wait, where? I don't see.
He's over at Tucson High. He's over. If you look at the left side, you can see the messages that people are saying.
Oh, listen. Again, this is my first time.
No, I got you. I got you.
Okay, you know what? That's called teamwork.
No, but you're right. I mean, the cool part is you go in, you see, and they get a kind of. You know what's interesting is like when we did both these trips, right? Is that we land in Portland. Obviously, the first school that we run across is Portland State, which is a Division I. Obviously, for those who don't know, it's in the same division, the Big Sky Conference, which is similar to NAU.
Absolutely.
So we go in there, and every kid's like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is cool, so on and so on. And you start to see a shift in these kids' kind of introductions to different divisions.
Right.
Because they go over to like Lewis and Clark and stuff like that. And it's even funny, that being the second school, which is Division III from a Division I, you actually hear some of the kids choosing the Division III over the Division I.
Right.
And it's because, it's maybe the atmosphere was a little more personal or a little more, they actually showed me more attention.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing. And then obviously as we go through the list of the 5 Division IIIs,
man,
they start going like, well, I kind of like this one over that one and that one over this one. It's little things that actually make a big, huge difference.
Yes.
Such as, maybe it's a locker room. You never know. Maybe it's the weight room. It's whatever the little thing is that means something to these kids, which kind of gives the diversity of why this trip is actually really, really cool. And
it's crazy.
Not only to mention, the weather is always perfect.
Listen. We were so excited to get off the plane.
Oh, my goodness.
We were literally on the plane like, man.
When we were in the terminal, just getting the car we were going to use, it was just like,
dude, what was it, like 75? I mean,
20 degrees cooler than it is here.
Listen.
So like 80.
Dude, it was
so they can enjoy
lovely.
that.
Listen, now here we go. The people who are listening, right? It's an easy flight. Literally, Arizona, Phoenix, or even Tucson, because you flew from Tucson.
But we had the layover. If you want a direct flight, I think you might have to go to Phoenix. Maybe.
Correct. I think maybe. Right. But again, it's only a 2 hour, yeah,
Not
it's
bad at all.
Easy, right?
Which actually they have a camp coming up, which is the Northwestern
Correct. The Northwest, what is called like the Northwest Best Camp.
or something
Like that. Yeah, in Oregon. So again, here we go. Camps are coming up, right? Everybody, get ready for it. Obviously, we're going into the month of June, which is tomorrow, June 1st.
I'm telling you, no, actually it's 31st.
Okay,
tomorrow,
I was about
and
to
then the
say,
1st is actually on.
Good job, because my daughter's birthday is June 4th. So I was like, I got to get her a gift. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, listen, get ready for camps. Camps are coming up. Again, get outside your comfort zone.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have camps here in Arizona. Obviously, one of them being today that are here in Tucson. Tomorrow, Western New Mexico will be at Corona del Sol, East Valley, and then they'll be in the West Valley at night. But again, you have like U of A, June 2nd. You have ASU, June 8th.
Well, and don't be afraid to actually travel. I mean, people, if you're afraid to travel now, then finding a college is going to be really hard.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to have to travel anyways. So don't be afraid to hop in the car and go somewhere that you feel that you might actually be appreciated and have a better opportunity to get looked at. So, for example, we'll be taking off with Mr. Diego, Mr. Rieva. You can say something, man. You don't have to play the quiet card. I'll be going off with Mr. Rivera, and we're going to head off to Las Cruces to see the Eastern New Mexico camp. And go check out that. What up to Mr. Perkins?
Brandon.
What up, brother? And then from there, we're going to go over to El Paso and go to the UTEP camp. Guys, don't ever hesitate to go over to the New Mexico State camp. That's a little bit later on in the month. This isn't a long distance. It's only 4 hours, which is literally the same distance as going over to New Mexico, Flagstaff.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
So you're literally driving pretty much the same thing, except for if you're in the Phoenix area, because I know obviously Rodney's kind of tapped out the show too and pushed it out on his shares. But if you're in the Tucson area, it's literally the same distance to go out to El Paso as it is to go to NAU. And once again, you really want to kind of make sure that you're picking the camps that you're going to be valued at, that you're not just a number for a T-shirt or whatnot. And if you go to those kind of camps because you just want those experiences, cool, be happy with it. But
all out.
But don't sit there and think that everything you're going to do is going to give you an offer.
Right.
Just be honest with you.
Right. I mean, here we go. And we always talk about it, right? The quicker you find your box, your division, the easier the recruiting process will be. Okay?
Not only that, put out the efforts in the classroom with your GPA, because your GPA is going to be the golden Willy Wonka ticket, especially now with the portal the way that it is, and with the, obviously Division I's not really going into high schools as much. Right.
And again, here we go. People that are using Twitter, like what you said, post your GPA. Right? Like as many times as you guys post workouts and other things on social media, post your GPA. Anything above a 3.0. Post it. Hey, just got a 3.2 this semester, or 3.5. Absolutely. Coaches love that. You know what I mean? So again, that's huge. Go ahead.
What I think people got to understand is the higher your GPA is, the less money you're going to take out of their athletic piggy bank. So your higher your GPA, the more affordable you might be to go to the school and everything else, which is better for the coaches. Because let's say, for instance, Western New Mexico, since we're going to go there and deal with them today, let's say they only have a certain expense. The less they have to pay out of that pocket with the athletic money, the more they're going to have the opportunity to look. And that might be the difference between one kid to the other. You might think that you're an amazing kid or whatever. If your GPA, if you're let's say a 6.1 kid, and you're competing to a 6.2 kid, but your GPA is better, you might actually have the better chance because the school might just be in that budget pinch.
Right.
I mean, you might be the same kid on the field, but what's going to make you different is actually how you actually are in the classroom.
And again, that's huge, right? Because at the end of the day, anything past Division I, it's all a package, right? So they package, your athleticism, scholarship money as far as your academics, loans and grants, and then obviously your FAFSA. You know what I mean? So again, the higher the GPA, the more money a school can give you. That will give you an edge over somebody else that has a lower GPA and things like that. Here we go. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game.
Well, and we bring up a great point is like, you guys, we spend so much time like working out with trainers, with working out on the field in the gym room, all that other stuff. Spend the same amount of time and energy on finding free money.
Free money.
Grants, scholarships, everything that's out there. You make sure you're doing something, finding out, and you know, talk to somebody, talk to your student counselors and stuff like that, and find out where's some money to get. Because once again, the more money you have through like your, you know, FAFSA, your academics, I mean, and all those kind of money, that's where you're going to have better opportunities.
Listen, less money coming out of your pocket is good.
Yeah, because let's be honest. After you get off the Division I bus and you go Division II, Division III, and NAIs, it's pretty much whoever's offering you the best financial package.
Absolutely.
We talk about it all the time.
Absolutely.
And what I thought was interesting when we went on this last trip, right?
Talk to me.
Is how they say like Division I's, like the Big Sky conferences and stuff like that. You might not get a full ride scholarship. That could actually be split up. Is that correct?
Correct. Right.
So everybody who's sitting there going like Division I pays for everything. That's not true.
Right. So here we go. So real quick, I'm gonna drop this nugget.
Drop that nugget.
So Division I FBS, you have 85 scholarships. Okay, those are full ride. Okay, full ride scholarship. Okay. Now in FCS, I believe it's 63, and those can be broken up. Okay, so like your NAUs, your Weber State, Portland State, things like that. These coaches have to build a team, right? So that's why they might give little Johnny more academic money, a little bit of athletic money, boom, to make his package, you know, affordable. They might do something different for little Rodney, you know what I mean, because he's a baller, right? So again, it's a numbers game at the end of the day. So yeah, so when you think of Division I, and how about this? What about the Pioneer Conference?
Oh, here you're talking about a Division I that doesn't offer any kind of athletic.
Right, none. So again, that's huge.
So and go ahead and give them like a kind of like who you said the Pioneer Conference. Okay. You got to kind of give them like, for example, some of the schools.
Okay, so you have Valparaiso, which is in Indiana. You have University of San Diego. You have Drake University. You even have Marist College in New York. Didn't even know that until probably 2 hours ago. But there are schools that are in Division I that don't give no athletic scholarships. So again,
you got to know things, people.
You got to know things.
And one thing I will say this is that like not everybody, not all schools or coaches or whatnot are supportive towards recruiters and stuff like that. Look, if your coach is sitting in there and he's in the trenches for you and he's doing everything he can, kudos. There's nothing wrong also reaching out to a certain kind of recruiter. I know sometimes we talk about, for example, big companies, corporations, like ones that have 4 initials, which I won't mention. But you pay a lot of money for those things, and sometimes it's not as personal as if you had somebody like Rodney. Rodney, once again, he's pretty much helped every single high school in Southern Arizona for the most part.
Damn
so
close to
pretty
it.
damn close to it.
Right.
So you know, you really got to see the value in your time and in your money and everything else. And if it pans out that you want to go his route, cool. If not, understand it's not easy. It's a lot of work. And if you're going to do that work, you can't just sit there and, for instance, reach out to certain people and say, hey, look, can you tell me how to get around these hard works? And well, you know, for example, we put in a lot of work trying to figure out things,
right?
You know, not just to like help out with everything. Like I don't have a problem, for example, on my end, helping out with certain things, but Rodney actually makes a living off of this stuff. So, you know, unfortunately, like, hey, you can't just go to the water fountain of knowledge and keep asking questions. I mean, it's just, and I'm not shooting this towards any. This is a general freaking conversation.
Right.
It's been happening we've been doing this for 6 years now.
Right. Literally.
And trust me, we're still learning. It's been 6 years.
Listen, it's crazy because coaches change jobs. So every year,
every day.
Listen, every offseason, I'm over here like, okay, who left where?
Western New Mexico? I mean, Highlands?
New Mexico Highlands.
That's the one, not Western New Mexico.
Yeah.
But New Mexico Highlands like,
just hired this guy from NIMI.
Right.
It was Kurt, and I can't say his last name. I'm not going to try. But, yeah, so again. I mean,
that all changed just like as you're going down the road.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't even think they took a year.
No, it was like
They
6
didn't
months.
even coach a year.
No, they didn't.
So
it was bad.
you never know. Don't necessarily fall in love with a coach. Make sure you're
Right.
falling in love with the program and where you want to go.
Absolutely.
I mean, do things like, I think it's funny, guys, but I'm going to be 100% serious with you. If a Canes is important to you, make sure the place you're going to move to has got Canes.
You know
Like,
what?
that's
funny
stupid,
you said,
but
here
it's
we go.
real.
That's stupid, but it's real. I had a kid. This was 2 years ago. He literally said, he goes, Coach Rodney, I need to have a Chipotle 10 miles from where I'm staying. And I said, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? He goes, Coach, I got to have a Chipotle. Luckily, we found a school that has a Chipotle within 10 miles. But if that's important to you,
Hey, like if you don't like the snow, stay away from it. If you
away
don't
from
like
it.
the humidity, stay away from it. You can easily start narrowing down where you kind of want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But what you'll find out is as you narrow things down, you're also eliminating opportunities. So all of a sudden you'll start opening it back up because like you'll be like, oh wait, you know. And to tell you guys, and once again, like I'm not taking shots at people because this is just common things that we hear over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
For example, like people want to stay close to home.
Mm-hmm.
There's not that many opportunities for most kids or most athletes near home. So like the Four Corners, go do your research. There's not many opportunities. There's not Division IIIs in most of those.
Right.
There's not Division NAIs in most of those. If you don't believe me, Ottawa typically travels to Oklahoma.
Yes,
I
they
think
do.
most of they're a part of the SAC, which is the Southern Athletic Conference. The Sooner, I apologize, not Southern.
you're good.
The Sooner Athletic Conference, which is based out of pretty much Arkansas and Oklahoma. Then you have ACW or ACU, I apologize. And they're a part of the Frontier Conference in NAIAs, which is mostly up towards like Washington,
And,
Oregon, stuff like that. So you really got to know, like, oh, you know, like I want my opportunities. Sometimes it's better to hop on a plane than jump in your car.
And you know, again, because we kind of talked about this, it's quicker to go from Arizona to Oregon nonstop
Right.
than to travel from, let's say,
From here to Adams State.
yes.
I mean, and then it's not shots. This is not shots at Adams State. Like it's not shots at freaking
And we
Eastern.
drove that.
Oh, dude, we drove it. Like for us to go from here, and we did stop off. I will say that over in northern Arizona, and then we drove over to Fort Lewis,
Yep. Durango.
and that was like 10 hours, 10, 12 hours.
Yeah.
Now you can get there directly, I believe, in about 10 hours. But like I'm telling you, like know your opportunities, and once again, go where you're wanted. Who's paying? Like who's giving you the money, the dollar? Because in all reality, that's the big key. It's like
You don't want to go in debt.
no.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of kids are starting to do this, okay? And people are starting to see it. You know, a D1 or D2, or let's say a D2 offers them money, but it costs $25,000, $30,000 to go there. Where it might be a D3 NAIA, but a little bit further.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's only going to cost them maybe $7,000 out of pocket. People are literally staying close because of comfort.
Oh, you know what I thought was funny? Like, guys, once again, don't shoot me for saying this.
Uh-oh, wait, please don't.
I'm saying it. So, I mean, say for example, you go to Ottawa.
Okay.
Ottawa's going to cost you probably around roughly $30,000.
Listen, I don't know nothing. I love Ottawa.
Okay, I love Ottawa too. They're very competitive. I'm not shooting shots at Ottawa, like guys, but I'm just saying, like for example, I mean, Ottawa's right down in Phoenix.
Yep, surprise.
It's literally, you know what? Forget the dollar numbers.
Okay.
Ottawa is literally 30 minutes further or closer than Western New Mexico.
Yes.
Here's something else, guys. What people don't understand is Western, or actually most of New Mexico, I think, is in-state tuition.
Correct.
Correct. So you guys really got to
yeah.
do your research and find out where your money is going to stretch the best. Because, say, for example, Western New Mexico's in-state tuition. Okay, cool. It's 3 hours. I actually have known a kid who actually went to, he was from South Point, actually, went to Western New Mexico. He drove home for his doctor.
Yep.
He drove home on weekends or whatnot. His parents were able to go up there and watch
See him every week.
Those are the important things to you. Then go where that can happen.
Absolutely.
You know, other kids, like for instance, they go to Hastings College, which is a school that we talked about. They drove up to to Mesa.
Mesa Gateway.
And you hop on a plane. You
For
fly
$70.
You fly up there, right? Like depending on what you take, you got to be like,
Right.
hey, depending on the airline, which one, like. But they would go from Mesa Airline, fly all the way up. The coaches actually would go pick them up.
Yeah.
The parents bring them down to the school, and then you have to kind of know what you're doing because
Absolutely.
there's certain days they fly in and out of what is it called?
It's
Grand.
No, it's Grand Island.
Grand Island.
Yeah, I think it is Grand Island.
I always get it mixed with Grand
Grand
Rapids.
Junction, Grand Rapids. Grand Island.
It's a grand place.
Yeah, it's a grand place. It's amazing.
So
But,
so many things, man.
listen, it's
the
a lot.
equations.
Listen, at the end of the day, go where you're loved, go where you're wanted, go where you're valued.
And do your research.
And do your research. I mean, listen, most of you kids are on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Well, take time and do some research on
where you might be for the next 4 years.
right. 4
Go
or 5.
figure.
Man, come on now.
Well, what's also great about that Oregon trip, right? And just kind of reflecting back to it, is that just in that little small corridor of like 100 miles that we kind of checked out, there's 5 Division IIIs that are all in the same conference.
Correct.
They literally are like a 30-minute drive from each other. Literally.
Right.
I mean, some of them not even that.
Someone's like 15 minutes.
So, right, exactly. And like you can sense the rivalry, the tension between the schools. The atmosphere is good, so you're going to always get a good crowd.
Yes.
Because those crowds support each other because they can travel. I mean, there's little things you don't understand
Until you go.
Until you go.
So go visit.
So go get out. And then on top of that, let's be honest. Once you go, a lot of those coaches will sit there and appreciate that effort.
Listen, and you know what? And you said something there where the coaches will say, man, thank you for coming out.
First thing out their mouths.
Right.
Yeah, you guys coming here is huge.
Huge, big, you know what I mean? Because again, if you're showing love to them, they're going to show love back.
At least they're going to consider looking at you.
Absolutely. Because again, hey, moms and dad, kick your kids out the nest. Get them outside of Arizona, out of their home that they live, right? And get away, like go experience life and experience college. And hey, you know what? There's a thing called a plane that you can get on. If you want to see little Johnny on the weekend, you know what? Go to Southwest.
And fly.
Hey, fly. Boom. There we go. It's easy.
And I'll say this too: if you hate Tucson potholes, send them to a place that doesn't have them.
Right, California.
Well, that's
Stop
just,
it.
That's
Come
just
on,
a pothole.
Stop it. You a hater. You're such a hater, bro. Look, California's the best. Stop it.
California's in debt. What are you talking about?
Whatever. Let me see. Okay, hold on. So wait, I think Daniel said something about fast food.
Miguel's up in here.
Whoa, yo, what's good, Miguel?
Real knowledge.
Hey, listen, that's all we're trying to give at the end of the day.
Spit it out, man. Spit it out.
Because here we go. At the end of the day, we're just trying to work with kids, right? Help the process, because this process is hard. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. So with that, we try to give as much knowledge and education as possible. So hey, listen, if anybody has any questions, hey,
chime in.
Chime in.
This is the time, because what time are we supposed to head over there? What time does it start?
It starts at 6.
Oh, so we're going to be leaving very shortly. So if you got questions right now, and big shout outs to a couple of our kids that are actually out going to camps that are in different spots and states. Hey, look, you know what? Take the most out of each adventure.
Man.
That's all I can tell you to do. Live every experience. Take it in. Do me a favor. Let's try to see how many lanyards you can beat me with, because that's my goal right now. I've been going with these kids, and it's all lanyard things,
come on,
right?
man.
So
Stop it.
I'm trying to stock up on the lanyards
Stop
at every
it.
school I go.
Come on.
Come on, let's go, fanatics.
Listen,
I'm gonna get them.
At the end of the day, listen, have fun when you're at these camps.
Yeah,
right?
have fun.
Talk to the coaches, right? That's 2.
I wear a XXX. Bring me back a shirt.
Listen, I wear a 2X. So if y'all want to go ahead and just give me one, I'm good. Here we go. Take pictures, right?
Oh my God, please.
Please do. Take pictures. Here we go. If you don't have a picture, it never happened.
Well, not only that, when you actually are taking any kind of media content, make sure that you're constantly posting things.
Right.
Like, it's one thing to have, like, for instance, a Twitter account and you post up a picture. Know the tag gang, guys.
Absolutely.
Come on, really jump on that. And then on top of that, when you're doing that, you got to make sure that you're constantly busy on your social media platform, because people get bored when there's nothing updated. So if you want somebody to recognize you, you got to constantly have content.
Absolutely. Listen, you just have to. Again, this is a full-time job. And I sometimes I don't think people really understand that you have to stay consistent.
Right.
You have to hold yourself accountable and posting things every week, reaching out to coaches every week. 'Cause
Adding
again,
coaches.
adding coaches,
Looking
DMing
up
coaches.
looking up new conferences, trying to broaden everything.
Absolutely. So hey, listen, every month things are changing. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, again, camp season is coming up. Have fun, take pictures, ask questions, ball out. I'll be honest, still reps. That's huge. Okay.
Y'all be selfish. You at a camp. Y'all get your mama $60 worth. Like seriously.
Right.
Like we're gonna be out of here in about 4 minutes,
Right.
4 minutes, because we're gonna probably cut it off about 5:10 or whatever. Not. Make sure you guys have questions. Holler at us. But yes, absolutely. When you guys are sitting in those lines, don't hesitate. Like if you give somebody the opportunity to nub you out, they will.
Yeah.
So you don't sit there and be like, I only had 3 reps, Mom. It wasn't great. It's like, that's on you.
Right. That's your fault.
on you.
At the end of the day, you got to be aggressive, right? This is a business transaction. And with that, I want to be seen. So I'm going to, be first in line in warm-ups. I'm going to get there early and shake the coach's hand, introduce myself. If they ask, hey, can I have somebody come up to run a drill? I'm going to be the first one.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And then when the camp is over, that's not when you put on your freaking shoes and walk off.
Right.
Actually, that's when it gets to the goody
meat.
good, the meat.
Right.
Because you're going to have to go and you're going to confront the coaches and make sure that's something you're doing too. While you're going through your practices and everything, talk to the coaches. If you see a school that you might be interested in, go reach out to those coaches, depending if it's a mega camp or whatever the case might be. Make your contacts. Because if not, you're going to lose that information. Get your pictures with that coach or whatnot. Learn who that is. Tag them, so on and so on and so on and so on.
Right, because here we go. At the end of the day, these coaches see, so there's a number. I think it's like 1 million high school football players, which is
Over the whole.
over the U.S. It's some.
They're all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, listen, these coaches are everywhere. Like right now, Western New Mexico is going to be here in Tucson. They'll be in Phoenix tomorrow. Last week they was in California. They was in the Inland Empire and in, I believe, San Diego. They see a lot of kids. You know what I mean? So with that, make sure you're making yourself known. If you have the hoodie kid, wear something to stand out. If it's a game time, sleeve, somebody might have those, just saying. Or if you're wearing a hoodie, wear something that's in a pink color something. Socks.
I mean, that's if you want your parents to see. Absolutely. But
Right.
I mean, like,
Right.
I think what people always have to understand is that when you're doing a Twitter game, first of all, know who you're reaching out to.
Absolutely.
I get freaking people who hit me up in my DMs.
Talking about, hey, coach.
Hey, coach, how do I get on your team? It's like, what team are you talking about? And that's my greatest freaking message back.
Right.
It's like, you obviously don't know who or what I do. So
Right.
congratulations.
Right.
But
Right.
like, for real, you guys gotta know what you're doing. You gotta be consistent. I say this, and Rodney knows I'm horrible at these spreadsheets. And, honestly, if you're gonna waste time looking for coaches at certain schools and stuff like that, make your own spreadsheets. Make sure that you know how to contact them, because nothing sucks more than, hey, look, I talked to this coach at the Lake Forest camp, and I forgot his name. I don't know where to find him. So if you write this or you make a file of the information and stuff like that, so you can easily reflect back to it, that's a prime thing that's going to save you a lot of time.
Absolutely.
So little things like, guys, you just got to put in your homework.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, if a coach don't know you, they can't recruit you. And if they can't recruit you, you cannot get an offer. Easy
Point
as
blank.
that.
You know
Point
what's
blank.
great, though? It's now 5:10, so we're pretty much there.
Perfect. Hey, everybody.
Sure.
Wait, you know what, Miss Bradley?
But she hits it. Like, yeah, you can push that button. Go ahead.
You know what?
Really, Colleen?
Right, you would.
You would be that
You know
person.
what? You know what? But I love her.
Oh,
Listen,
absolutely. She's dead on.
Okay, here we go. Miss Colleen, I know I didn't text you back. I know you was on vacation, right? I already know all that. The next time that I do a recruiting seminar, I will have you there. Oh, listen. Oh, wait. See, I knew it. See, she just landed from Cabo. I know, because you just text me. So my bad. I'll text you back. Okay, that's our academic counselor right there.
She's amazing. Guys,
not
if you
playing
guys have
around.
any kind of academics questions, Ms. Colleen has put herself out there to find out, like, to help out. And she's dead on. She's like, she said it herself. My spreadsheet was my Bible. I couldn't have lived without it. And she's that's right. Like you got to be able to find your own content and your own work. Why are you doing all this work and then you turn around and you don't even know how to find what you just did?
Right.
Like you got to be smarter than just going through motions. And help your kids, guys. I mean, if parents, you can be involved in your kid. Don't do everything for them. Take the freaking pacifier and the freaking umbilical cord off. You got to do that. But at the same time, you know, it's not wrong to be there to oversee what's going on and make sure that they're asking the right questions, financial questions, academic questions, everything else.
Absolutely.
But
all right,
we're going to do this?
Whoever is going to go to the Western New Mexico camp
Yell
at
at us.
Tucson, yell at us, say cuckoo.
Maybe not the cuckoo.
And we'll say cuckoo back.
Maybe not.
Oh, I will.
He will.
And listen, if somebody says cuckoo to me, I'm saying cuckoo back. We out?
I'm
All
done.
right, here we go. Let's go. Pound it up.
Oh.
Pound it up. Boop. No, don't look. Look at the camera
sorry,
and do it.
here.
Boop.
Wonder Twin Powers. Wonder Twin Powers. Activate.